Welcome to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Monday evening in San Bernardino, site of the Northwest Region Tournament. And we've got the Garden City Softball Little League from Missoula, Montana versus Tri-Lakes Little League from Monument, Colorado. This is an elimination game as we take a look at the elimination bracket, that side of things here in the Northwest region. Idaho and Washington in the winner's side. Oregon took care of Alaska earlier this afternoon, and young ladies from Hermiston, Oregon will await the winner of this one about to unfold before us here today. Great to have you with us here from Al Houghton Stadium. Troy Clardy and Riley West here with you. Riley, it's a one-game season for both of these teams now, and it is time to show and prove and try to extend your stay here in San Bernardino.
Yeah, this is when it shows what your team's made of, your heart and your fight. But this is also what it's all about, seeing how you can compete when your back is against the wall. We've seen both of these teams be able to battle throughout the weekend already, so just looking to see if they can continue the fight. Colorado
beat Alaska handily, lost to Idaho yesterday. A constant has been Paisley Fuller. She's paced their bats this weekend.
Paisley Fuller is swinging a hot bat, able to go to both sides of the field. She had 2 triples in their opening game, 1 to right field, and then Troy, probably the farthest hit that we've seen all weekend to deep left field, and then legging it out to get herself, like I said, 2 triples.
Meanwhile, in the circle for Colorado, they'll be turning to Josie Wade, who got the start against Alaska on Saturday and threw 3 scoreless. Looked good along the way.
We've seen Josie Wade quite a few times, and when we talked to Colorado's coach, manager, Tony Vaughn, she told us that you're not going to see just one ace for their team. You're going to see multiple arms, maybe multiple arms in one game. All of their pitchers right now are young, so they're focusing on fastballs and then being able to throw that off with a changeup.
And Josie Wade will be facing this batting order from Montana, going 1 through 12. Macy Gonzalez, one of the better bats.
Macy Gonzalez is a power hitter. She hit her first over-the-fence home run in districts, something that I know she's looking to do again for her team, but I have her circled on my lineup because she can hit the ball hard.
Montana came very close against Oregon on Saturday. Lost in walk-off fashion to Oregon, 2-1. While Colorado 1-1 heading into tonight's contest. We've had cloudy skies all day today in Southern California. Whom will the sun shine on in this one? Montana, Colorado. Enjoy the game, everyone. Brooklyn Stockton looks at the first pitch inside from Josie Wade for ball 1. Tries the outside corner and gets the call. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Troy, you mentioned that we have a little overcast today, the clouds. I can't lie, as a softball player, sometimes you really do enjoy when the clouds block the sun.
Maddie Litchin climbing the ladder. Out number 1.
Litchin has been good at third base throughout this tournament. I like that she trusted her eyes and let her glove do the work. But that was a good pitch by Josie Wade on the inside corner to jam Brooklyn Stockton.
Maddie's also let her bat do some talking as she hit an inside the Parker against Alaska. Fly ball to right. Fish can't quite make the adjustment, and that ball's going to go a long way. So is Olive Camp hustling around third, being given the green light. She goes all the way around. 1-0 Montana.
Olive Camp turning on the speed and getting her team hyped to start this game. She did a really good job of going oppo with this ball, letting the ball get deeper in the zone, letting it travel, taking it the other way. And then just once she sees it deflect off the glove, there was no stopping her the entire way around.
Ruled a base hit. Meanwhile, Tony Vaughn, the Colorado manager, is heading out to right to check on Hannah Fish, who took a bit of a tumble in trying to grab the ball.
That was a tough play for Hannah Fish there in right field. A right-hander's ball is going to tail towards the line. So yes, it was hit deep, but it was also tailing, so it slightly deflected off of Hannah Fish's glove. And then, like you said, she did take a tumble. I'm glad to see that she's okay out there.
Yep. Garden City softball out of Missoula, Montana, off to a good start. And Macy Gonzalez coming to the plate. This one's in the air as well. Fish gets another chance at it and hangs on.
You always talk about it in the game of softball. The ball will find you after it's found you before. Hannah Fish doing a good job of bouncing back from the deflection in the play before, being heads up, being ready for the very next ball, and then securing it.
And brings up Everly Swanson, whom we'll see in the circle for Montana. More on her skills in that category a bit later on in the show.
And you can hear her team in the dugout chanting, "We love our pitcher, we love our pitcher." And when you pitch the way Everly Swanson does for your team, you gotta love her.
Oh, here she gets on base. Going one to left field.
There's a lot to love, especially that swing. Just a hard line drive to left field. Colorado's outfielders are pretty deep, and it's because Montana's already hitting the ball hard. Swanson gets a ball up and just stays flat with it. That's a really pretty swing coming off the bat. Palm up, palm down. That's how you hit line drives.
Swanson ripping that one to left, letting Adeline Baldwin take some swings here in the top half of the first inning. Baldwin hit her first over-the-fence home run earlier this season. 0-1. And that's a foul ball. Should mention that the play that Olive Camp scored on officially scored a triple and then scoring on the throw. Nothing in two with 2 out. Everly Swanson at first. Another pop up. Skips off of Jules Vaughn's glove and everybody's safe.
And for middle infielders, one of the hardest plays for them is balls in the air where they have to move their feet going backwards. It's really hard to catch a pop fly as your feet are moving, especially one that was towering that high. Jules Vaughn couldn't quite snag it. She'd probably have to run further back and get all the way underneath to make it easier to catch for her.
Scored an error on Vaughn. Caitlin Spreitzer takes the first pitch outside for ball one. Montana with just 3 base hits in their loss to Oregon on Saturday. Waves at this one and misses, 1-1. Spreitzer got one of those 3 base hits. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Josie Wade pulling out that changeup early to start this game. That flip change, it's so hard to identify as a batter, especially when you've seen the fast, whether that's in the box or in the on-deck circle, and then you get up there and it's a lot slower.
Could find the outfield and does. Swanson sprinting around third. The throw cut off, and Swanson is safe.
That's a really good piece of hitting by Spreitzer to go the opposite way. She saw a couple changeup through this at bat, was out in front, got another pitch on the outside corner, lets that one travel, drives it to the right side for an RBI. But it's the adjustment from the 2 changeups back-to-back that I like. She had a much smaller load, almost like she started out of the hitting position, which takes away a lot of the movement in the box and allows you to just focus on getting your barrel to the bat.
Yeah, she just kind of slashed at that one a bit. Runners with the corners. Montana trying to keep it going. They've already driven in 2. And that one's fouled off of the bat of Mackenzie Hoagland, who watched her sister play high school softball, and that inspired Mackenzie to play this fantastic sport. No balls, 1 strike. Runners at the corners. And this is upstairs, 1-1. This is the first time in 6 years that Montana has not been represented in the regionals by Boulder Arrowhead Little League. Garden City softball breaking that streak and coming here to San Bernardino. 1-1 with Spreitzer heading into second uncontested. So 2 in scoring position with 2 out.
And when we talked to manager Bill Stockton about Boulder and how tough it is of a road to get here, he described his team as resilient. So they're not afraid to play with their backs against the wall. Throughout their journey, they've had to do it, and they're in the same position. And based on this very first inning of how aggressive they have been at the plate in their base running and the pitches that they're swinging at, it looks like they're made for moments like this.
Had a 3-game series against Boulder Arrowhead, the squad from Billings. That's in there, called strike 2. Lost game 1, down by 2 heading into the 6th inning of game 2. Yet they found their way here.
And scored 4 in that inning to keep their season alive.
First base open. Payoff pitch. Paints the inside corner, called strike 3. But Montana off and running and scoring the first 2 runs of this game. The biggest swing so far by Olive Camp. We got the triple, scored on the throw, but Josie Wade closes things with the strikeout. Montana 2, Colorado coming to bat. The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Montana with a 2-0 lead over Colorado. The young ladies from Missoula have Everly Swanson in the circle. She put on a show. Didn't get the win, but pitched very well against Oregon on Saturday.
Everly Swanson truly impressed me in their first game of the weekend, where she was able to control both sides of the plate as well as use a changeup. And her coaches described her as the one that maintains composure. And what more do you want from your starting pitcher than to maintain composure throughout really tough ball games, one she already played this weekend.
Yeah, Swanson went 5+, but could not hold off Oregon in the 6th inning, but she did strike out 11 along the way. Colorado has a tough batting order to crack. That'll be the order of the day for Swanson. 1 through 12, and Paisley Fuller has become up big at the plate so far this week.
Yeah, we talked about her in our opening. We showed her 2 triples from their opening game of the weekend. When she connects and hits a ball, it's going to go a long ways.
It's the 4th straight year that Tri-Lakes Little League has been to the regionals.
Number 7.
They're trying to extend their stay. Jules Vaughn leading off. Swanson fires one off to the backstop.
And Troy, you mentioned 4th straight year Tri-Lakes being able to punch their ticket in state. And we talked to Coach Tony Vaughn. She said that this is the youngest group they've brought here, but they're the youngest, but they're also the most composed. They don't have those nerves that you would assume younger players would have.
Yeah, seems to be the least nervous about the environment, about the stakes. Maybe that's changed now that they're actually here. Who knows? 3-0. The count to Jules Vaughn, who's had a couple of base hits so far this week. And the strike fired by Swanson.
Jules Vaughn only 4'9". So Swanson having to make the adjustment, working in the lower part of the zone. We've talked about it throughout the weekend. Jules Vaughn, a gymnast as well as a softball player, a level 9 gymnast at that.
You just saw Jules' mom, Tony, who is the manager of this squad. Payoff pitch. Cracked back up the middle, base hit.
That ball flew off of Jules Vaughn's bat, right back up the middle, right where it came from. She did a great job of staying in the large zone. So from the hitting position through extension, she was on that ball. That's what allowed for it to be a line drive, a hard hit line drive.
It was Vivian Lewis. Joe's bunt doesn't go. Vaughn's going, and she gets to second safely.
I think that was a smart decision by Jules Vaughn to stay at second. Center fielder Kinsley Gilbertson was right on that backup. So if Vaughn tried to go to third, that probably was going to be a pretty close play. And there's a rule of thumb in softball. You never want to make your first out at third.
Hit to short. The throw to first from Stockton to Baldwin. One away with Vaughn advancing to third.
That was a good read by Vaughn. She could see an opening for her to go to third. Now she's in better position for Paisley Fuller, the big hitter.
Defensive alignment for Montana. Well, here's Paisley Fuller. Tripled twice against Alaska. Takes the first pitch up high for ball one. Paisley, the lone returning player from the Tri-Lakes team that was here last year. She rubs her broken belt piece for luck before games. One ball, one strike, runner at third. Well outside, 2-1. Tense moment over at third.
Jules Vaughn at third is really trying to test Macy Gonzalez behind the plate. But Macy Gonzalez's coaches told us that she likes to pick people off. So Jules Vaughn just got to be heads up over there on a quick potential throwdown.
Fly ball to left field. Carson is there to make the catch. Vaughn on the move, and she scores uncontested.
And that's why Jules Vaughn's reads on the previous balls in play were so important. She moved up on Vivian Lewis's hit to shortstop. She stole a base, was smart about not moving up on a great backup by Kinsley Gilbertson in center field. And it matters because now it didn't take a base hit to score her. Paisley Fuller able to send something deep to the outfield. Situational softball hitting, working to Colorado's favor.
Paisley's Fuller's driven in 5 so far this week. A floater right over the middle. Maddie Lutjen looks at strike one. Lutjen with an inside the park home run against Alaska. Part of a 16-run barrage. Lutjen's favorite sport to watch is bull riding. High to center field. And grabbed by Gilbertson. Side retired, but 1 run in for Colorado. 2-1 after 1 in San Bernardino.
World Series.
This is as big as the event has ever been.
12 strikeouts tonight.
Find the glove!
It is out of here!
The competition has definitely elevated.
The best is yet to come.
The world is coming to Greenville, North Carolina for the Little League Softball World Series, which begins on August 2nd. A few teams can already make plans to head to Greenville. Many of the international tickets have already been punched. Japan, Puerto Rico, Italia, and Clayton, North Carolina, the host team. So those are just 4 of the squads that will be in the Little League Softball World Series this year. One of the teams here in the Northwest region will join those 4, along with a few others. But whichever team wins tonight is the only team that will remain in contention for one of those coveted tickets to Greenville. We're at the 8th spot in Montana's order, 2-1. Montana with the lead over Colorado. Olivia Carson at the plate. Josie Wade in the circle, the 1-0. Taps it to second, trying to recover. Safe. In and out of Ramsey's glove, did well to get the throw to first base, but Carson able to beat it out.
And Carson hit that ball really hard. It almost was hit too hard that with the bubble from Ramsey, she was out. I love the hustle from Ramsey after that bobbled ball, but the swing from Carson was excellent, especially on the off-speed pitch. Her coaches said that she has great pitch selection and can hit the off-speed well, and she just showed us.
Brings up Stella Philbrick. With the runner at first. The 0-1 waved at. Swing and miss, strike 2. Stella also plays volleyball. Strike 3. Philbrick down quickly.
Josie Wade did a good job in that at-bat of continuing to stretch the zone on the outside corner. I love that she went off speed, 2 balls off for the strikeout.
We should note the first play, as you look at the defense, was initially scored an infield single, but then has now been changed to an error on second baseman Gemma Ramsey. So E4, that's why Olivia Carson is at first. And now she's trying to head to second and won't get there. Terrific teamwork. Vivian Lewis to Gemma Ramsey.
And the excitement from this Colorado team is what it's all about. Vivian Ramsey behind the plate, having to deal with the bat kind of in front of her face, still getting the throw off, and then a great tag by Julia Vaughn. Hands up, she's excited. That got me excited. When catchers throw people out, those extra little outs, those are what help you win championships.
Now Lewis to Vaughn. 2-6 on the putout. 2 outs. Wade tries off speed, misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kinsley Gilbertson. Her first plate appearance of the day. Her first time in the state of California. Her favorite food, ribs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and miss. 1-2.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Josie Wade's doing an excellent job of locating that changeup. It's most effective when it's not a hittable pitch down in the zone. She's gotten a lot of swing and misses on it today.
Gilbertson doesn't swing here. Kinsley walked twice against Oregon on Saturday. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Back to Wade. Side retired. It remains a 2-1 game as we head to the bottom of the second. Montana ahead 2-1, bottom second, about to begin. Garden City Softball Little League out of Missoula, Montana's second largest city, home to the University of Montana. Go Grizz. Missoula, by the way, hosts the Senior League Softball West Region. That is slated to begin on Wednesday. So, fantastic little league city. Gorgeous country in Missoula. I've been to 45 states. Montana is one of the 5 I've never been to. I've heard terrific things about Missoula.
Missoula's the home of the only D1 softball program in Montana. So these girls are close to the University of Montana where they're able to watch some really high-level softball. And I know that helps them learn about the game that they love and how they can get better.
And Haley, the batter, watches the first pitch outside for ball 1. It was intriguing talking to Bill Stockton, the manager from Montana, about that a little bit. University of Montana added softball in 2015. And since then, the sport of softball has been on the uptick in the state of Montana. There's a direct correlation between those two events. 2 balls, no strikes. And that goes over for a called strike 1. Willie Swanson in the circle. Haley being patient, outside corner, gets the call, 2-2. Outside 3-2. Haley's favorite team, Nebraska softball, which of course made it to Oklahoma City this year. 3-2. Big swing and a miss, strike 3. Want to see some girls with game? Tune in to an exciting summer of softball and visit littleleaguesoftball.org for great content, information about starting a softball league, and more.
I love that sequence of pitches that Everly Swanson just threw to Marin Haley on that strikeout. The takes of Haley were really calm, and sometimes as pitchers that doesn't give you any information of, does she think that's a strike? Does she think that's a ball? Is she going to go for it? And when you get to that 3-2 count, being able to trust that she will swing by moving it further out, that was a really mature sequence for Swanson.
A flare, grab. Brooklyn Stockton with her back to home plate, able to handle it. 2-gun.
We've seen a lot of those balls throughout this tournament drop because as a middle infielder, that's one of the hardest things to do. Keep your eye on the ball and go backwards. Stockton did a really good job reading this off the bat. Her first step was back and then just tracked it all the way into the glove, continuing to move her feet as the ball was coming down.
Yeah, made that look easy. Hannah Fish at the plate. High and outside from Swanson for ball 1. Hannah's got some terrific lineage in the sport of softball. She's about to face a 1-0 pitch. There it is, catches the outside corner. Hannah's mom, Crystal, the first softball player and student athlete from UC Colorado Springs to be in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Hall of Fame. 2-time Division II Catcher of the Year in 2004. Here, Hannah lines it right to short. And another terrific play in the field made by Brooklyn Stockton. 3 up, 3 down, 2 innings in the book. 2-1 the score. Montana with the lead and Brooklyn Stockton faring well in the field.
Brooklyn Stockton being a wall out there on the field. Nothing can get past her. More of that when we come back.
Which teams are getting closer and closer to Greenville? Well, you can watch for yourself on the ESPN family of networks. Little League Softball Regional Semifinals beginning tomorrow. Northwest Regional Semifinal on Wednesday at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time could feature one of these two teams here today, as that particular semifinal game will come from the elimination bracket. 2-1 our score as we head to the top of the third inning. Great to have you with us. Troy Clarity and Riley West. Cast of thousands, crew of thousands, all ages invited here to San Bernardino. The 11, 12, and 1 batters due up for Montana, beginning with Simone McGuire. McGuire likes downhill skiing. I'd imagine there's some decent downhill skiing perhaps in Montana. And they might be checking to make sure that Wade is where she needs to be when she's issuing pitches.
Yeah, I think they talked about where her hands need to be when she steps onto the rubber.
3 balls, no strikes.
Whether they were separated or together.
Strike one called. Count goes to 3-1. Big swing and a miss. Strike two. Of course, the 1-ball penalty issued against Wade for not having everything up to snuff.
I think it was because she started with her hands separated and then continued to move them.
Oh, and that just tumbled and caught the outside corner for strike three.
Josie Wade didn't let that ball affect her at all in this sequence of pitches. She just painted the outside corner and the bottom part of the zone. You can see with that follow through of the pitch, that was just filthy.
Harper Davis backed off the plate as that came inside a bit. Harper's older sister Lily played in the senior Western Regionals last year, which, as we mentioned a few moments ago, are held in Missoula. You know what I like about Montana's uniforms? I like the copper. That's not a color that you see too often in uniform color combinations. 2-1.
Yeah, it's really helped me to be able to identify Montana as they're warming up in the outfield, when they're walking in. It's pretty unique. And it stands out in this tournament.
Outside corner called once again, 2-2. The pitch. Just underneath Vaughn's glove. Davis is aboard.
How about that? Your number 12 batter Davis getting on base for the rest of the lineup. She did a good job of getting on plane with this pitch that was on the bottom part of the zone. Josie Wade has been living at the knees. But line drives, they don't fail you. Now Harper Davis has herself a hit.
Montana with 3 hits against Oregon on Saturday. That is their 4th hit of the day. As we go back to the top of the order, Brooklyn Stockton line to third back in the first inning. Brooklyn says that her special talent is fighting with her older sister, Nora. Yet, at the same time, she's the person that she looks up to the most, her older sister, Nora. How about that?
I think that's that big sister, little sister mentality. I'm a younger sister myself, so okay. I can agree with Brooklyn there.
Backhanded, trying to get it back. Everybody's safe. So back-to-back singles.
So we might be seeing a little rally getting started for Montana. Putting the ball in play hard, getting your barrel to it. Good things happen when you put pressure on the defense, making the defense move their feet, make them make a play.
And Camp is hit by the pitch. Camp with the biggest swing so far of the day for Montana, as she smacked a triple and came around to score on the throw. That was Montana's first run of the game. Tony Vaughn, the Colorado manager, perhaps wants to have the umpires take a look to see if that might have potentially been a foul ball.
I think Camp also thought it was a foul ball based on her reaction. She did start or begin her swing. It looks like it might have hit the knob of her bat. And based on her reaction, she stayed in the box. She didn't even flinch, didn't move any part of her body like she was hit by the pitch. But umpire thought it got the arm. And she was awarded first base.
Not sure, based on what we just saw there, if that might potentially be enough. Of course, the evidence has to be irrefutable in order to overturn the call on the field.
Yeah, that's why it matters so much what the original call was, because when pitchers are pitching as fast as they are, when you slow down replay, sometimes you can't get the full view to be able to overturn a call.
Sometimes you slow it down so much that you see some things that might not have actually happened in real time. That could work for better or for worse.
I'm going back to Olive Camp's reaction.
Yeah.
She wanted to hit. You could tell she stayed in the box. The umpire immediately called that dead ball. She stood there until the umpire told her to take her bag. But it also sounded, I don't know if you caught that, it sounded a little bit different. It didn't sound like a arm. It did kind of sound like a knob in my ears.
Yeah, pictures being taken at first. Yeah, dancing contests in the outfield, of course. That's Olive Camp and her dad, Nick, the first base coach, posing for pictures. There's Bill Stockton, the manager of the squad. Only in Little League can you be posing for pictures while you're on base.
I was going to say, as we've had quite a few challenges this weekend, and although they take a bit of time, they've also been one of my favorite parts because of the dance moves we've gotten to see, how loose all of the girls are. That's like you said, that's what it's all about. It's Little League. This is fun stuff.
Now, was Olive actually hit by this pitch? We might have a verdict forthcoming, and it appears that this call is perhaps very much in the balance. And it's been overturned.
So Olive Camp, she knew what happened. She wanted to stay in that box and get her chance to hit, and she's going to have it. She slightly turned, hit the knob of the bat. So now it's a foul ball.
So everyone, as you were, places everyone. And action. Could be playable for Haley. She makes the catch in foul territory, 2 down.
Now, Troy, I have to go back to the challenge of Coach Tony Vaughn on that play. That was a really good decision because Camp, she had a really good swing earlier in this game, and then she just got her to fly out. But if she doesn't, Coach Tony Vaughn doesn't challenge that play, you got bases loaded with number 3 batter Macy Gonzalez up, so it completely changed the situation. Now you got 2 down and have a force out at third.
Yeah, still work to be done. However, critical second out is on the board for Gonzalez, who flew out to right back in the first. Macy says her sister Allie sparked her interest in softball. Filthy motion goes over for a called strike 1. Macy likes raising and showing lambs at the Western Montana Fair. On a couple of hops to short. Throw to third is off the mark. Davis scores.
Runner scores. You third base. You second base.
That ball rolled into the dugout. So that's why it was a dead ball. Runners had to stop. It had the makings for a really good play by Julia Vaughn at shortstop. Turning her body, making the throw, but Luchen couldn't get back in time. Now it looks like the umpires might be meeting about where the runners potentially would end up on that dead ball.
E6 on the play with the run scoring. (3-1) Montana with the lead. Winner of this game squares off against Oregon tomorrow in another elimination game.
Courtesy runner. So our courtesy runner, number one.
Got a courtesy runner coming in for Macy Gonzalez over at second. Do that for the pitcher or the catcher with 2 out.
It's got to be the last out. So all of camp, keep your helmet near if you're that last out, just in case you're that courtesy runner.
Play.
Everly Swanson singled and scored in the first. And she drives in a run here. And drives in 2. Montana getting some separation. It's 4-1.
Everly Swanson being aggressive earlier in this count. Just driving one to the outfield, but with 2 outs. Runners are on the move. This pitch is pretty far on the outside corner. Swanson does a good job of staying through it, not pulling off. And it just takes a little poke sometimes to get the ball to the outfield to give your runners time to move on. Everly Swanson's also the pitcher in this game. So she's making things happen on both sides of the ball.
And now she gets lifted for a courtesy runner. It's Olive Camp back at first. Adeline Baldwin is the batter.
Play.
Olive Camp on the move on that pitch, but she just scored from second base on the hit of Swanson, came to the dugout, was still considered the last out. So now she's courtesy running for her pitcher, Everly Swanson. So I don't know if she's quite yet caught her breath because she just tried to steal on that play.
Play.
And now she's heading to second. Count goes to 0-2. Runner at second, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tag to center, drops in front of Flores. Swanson scores. 4 across in this inning for Montana.
And Josie Wade in the circle, she's doing a good job of locating the ball. It's just finding the no man's land between the infield and outfield. This time falling just in front of Alexa Flores there in center field. That's a tough play as an outfielder, deciding if you are going to dive or maybe slide.
Yep.
I think Alexa Flores potentially could have caught it sliding on the ground and keeping the ball in front at the same time, but that's a tough decision to make because if it gets past you, that batter could touch all bags.
Potentially high risk, high reward there. As Tony Vaughn, words for her squad in the circle, a 42-year-old wealth management COO. was a coach on last year's Tri-Lakes team that was here, now the manager. Tony grew up in Tucson going to Arizona softball games, so she knows what good softball looks like. Caitlin Spreitzer. Back to Wade. Off the heel of her glove. A throw wide, but hanging in there, Haley applies the 10. Montana is able to add 4 on the scoreboard. And they now have a 6-1 lead over Colorado. Tri-Lakes hanging in there defensively.
Marina Haley with that snag over at first, being able to put the tag on the Montana runner to get her team out the inning.
Welcome back to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. It's been a fun one so far. Montana able to get some separation, leading 4 in the top half of the third and taking a 6-1 lead. Olive Camp with a big triple. That ended up being an entire trip around the base paths as she scored on the throw. That was in the first inning. And Everly Swanson trying to make sure that it stays a 6-1 game. And get 3 outs very quickly along the way here in the bottom of the third.
Everly Swanson just trying to do a little bit by herself on both sides of the ball. She was really hyped up after her at-bat. Rightfully so. Great at-bat, RBIs.
Colorado still working through its first time through the order. Here's Josie Wade, the number 8 hitter. Thinks about going up to try to get that one and holds up. Appeal to first base umpire Jeffrey Kallstrom. Home plate umpire, by the way, is Stephen DeGrave. Cy Spurgeon at second. And Jason Becker's at third. Olive Camp is at second. She throws to Baldwin at first. 1 away. Vivi Ramsey coming to the plate. Nope, check that. It's Alexa Flores. Flores watches the first pitch go over for a called strike 1. Big Arizona Diamondbacks fan. No balls, 1 strike. Showed bunt, pulled it back, 1-1. Tri-Lakes Little League last year here in the Northwest region went 1-2. They lost to Idaho. They beat Alaska. And their 6th inning comeback came up short against Oregon. Here's a roller. And they throw to first, not in time. Flores may have beaten the throw anyway.
Flores doing a really good job of legging it out. She is shaking her hand a little bit, like she looks like she's in some pain.
Yeah, kind of holding on to the wrist and having Tony Vaughn take a look after legging out the infield single.
It's hard to tell, maybe a bit of a collision at first base.
Flores trying to shake it off a bit. She stays in.
When we take a look at it, let's see what potentially could have got, yeah, right in there, colliding with the glove of second baseman. All of camp coming over.
Flores off and running and collides with the shortstop Stockton, and now she's down in a heap at second.
It's 2 collisions for her back-to-back. You really hope she's okay. She's not moving much.
Flores now sitting up a bit. Tony Vaughn right there. Medical staff also coming out to see if they can be of any assistance. Six to 1, Montana with the lead, bottom third. But right now, the concern is with Alexa Flores, involved in a collision on her way to second base.
And previously at first base, she had a little bit of collision on her hand with the glove of the second baseman coming over to cover.
Now she is being escorted off of the field.
I really hope she's okay. You can see she collides with the shortstop. The throw pulled shortstop Brooklyn Stockton into the base path. It just looked like Stockton's knee might have got either the hip or the stomach of Alexa Flores, and the knee going into your stomach can knock the wind out of you sometimes.
Yep.
So you really hope that she's okay. She was able to walk off the field.
So Flores comes off. A different runner at second. I believe that's Vivi Ramsey. It is.
So the same thing we noticed earlier, last out is courtesy runner, but in this situation, Vivi Ramsey last out is now in place of Alexa Flores. As Alexa Flores to leave the field after she had a collision with the shortstop Brooklyn Stockton.
So back to action here. Count 0-1. Josie Wade now at the plate. And looks at a strike 2 call.
And this is a tough position for Colorado. After you see a teammate leave the field in some pain, it's hard to maintain that focus because you're so concerned about one of your teammates, your friends in the dugout, and making sure that they're okay. So this is a tough mental challenge for Colorado at this point. They're down by 5. They're in an elimination situation. They don't win, they don't continue, and now they're also dealing with the potential injury of their teammate. So just got to take it pitch by pitch to lock back in and focus on one pitch at a time to get yourself back in this ball game.
Vivi Ramsey takes third, meanwhile. As the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
We'll check that 1 and 2 after the pass ball. Off the fist, fouled towards the dugout.
That's a good job to be able to foul that pitch off. It was tight inside. She's kept her hands inside. Just a little bit late because she's trying to identify the ball, and Everly Swanson can spin it, so that's a good job to spoil that pitch.
Ouch.
And that does not feel good. Right on your kneecap. I've been hit there multiple times. It kind of feels like your leg gives out on you. You can't put much pressure on it. It looks like Josie Wade is going to be able to hustle her way down to first. Hit by pitches are as selfless as it gets, getting on for your team any way you can.
Also keep in mind Josie Wade, the pitcher right now for Colorado.
It does look like it got that left kneecap. Does not feel good. Just got to keep it moving, Josie Wade there at first. Maybe she'll steal to keep it warm.
Yeah. Emma Farrell, the 11th of 12 batters for Colorado. Yep, there's Wade on the move and takes second without a throw.
I'm glad to see that that knee is feeling good. Able to get herself a stolen base.
Second and third, 1 out. Paints the outside corner, nothing in 2.
That's a good pitch by Swanson. Painting the corner, spinning it there rather than just placing it there. You could tell Farrell couldn't tell if it was going to be a strike when she was coming in.
This fouled back. Swanson with 11 strikeouts against Oregon. Just 1 so far in 2 1/3 innings worth of work here tonight.
Yeah, Colorado's doing a good job of battling it out, putting balls in play. They're attacking earlier in the count, which is what you got to do against a pitcher like Swanson, who has high strikeout numbers. Coming into this tournament, she had 52 strikeouts in just 28 innings, and 21 in the 3-game state tournament.
2 and 2. Last pitch a bit low underneath the knees. Runners at second and third, 1 out. Got it. 2 away.
With some good movement from Swanson on the pitch down in the zone. She did a good job of continuing to locate. When she was ahead of the count, she stayed down at the knees. This one, right at the knee. That's a really tough spot for a batter to get to, especially with 2 strikes. You got to do a lot of movement, getting your back knee below the ball to get your barrel on plane.
Kaylee Brandt looks at strike 1. Kaylee likes to ride horses. Goes around, nothing in 2. Vivi Ramsey running for Alexa Flores at third. Josie Wade at second. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Colorado with a chance, but can't punch anything across. And Everly Swanson hitting some jump shots on her way off the field.
Everly Swanson is feeling herself, and as she should, as she paints the corner on this pitch. Everly Swanson takes us to the fourth.
Montana was able to put forth a big third inning, 2 swings of the bat. Everly Swanson driving in 2, and Adeline Baldwin driving in another.
And that's the part of the lineup, if you're the coach, Bill Stockton, that you want to drive in runs, just the heart of your lineup. And I love that they did it by attacking pitches that were up in the zone. Those are the balls that you're going to be able to drive further, because you don't have to change anything about your body, just go flat to them. So Montana's done a good job of getting on plane with every pitch thrown their way.
So put it together, it's a 6-1 ball game. Montana with the lead over Colorado, and Josie Wade giving way to Jules Vaughn in the circle. We've seen Vaughn in now all 3, or at least when she throws her first official pitch, all 3 of Colorado's games so far this week in San Bernardino through a scoreless inning of relief against Alaska. Got the start, went 3 1/3 against Idaho.
We've seen Jules Vaughn and Josie Wade, kind of the duo for this pitching staff of Colorado. We talked about it coming in, that Colorado doesn't rely on just one arm. They're a really young team, and so they got to utilize multiple.
Hot shot right to third. Luchin to Haley. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jules Vaughn.
Jules Vaughn making quick work, trusting her defense, rolling that ground ball, and Luchin doing a good job of working through that right-left, keeping her eyes behind it, so everything is happening in front, providing an accurate throw.
Olivia Carson, pitch low and outside for ball 1. We should also note no defensive change in center for Colorado. There's Alexa Flores. She's staying in. It's good to see after being helped off the field a few minutes ago.
Yeah, she had 2 collisions back-to-back, one at first, then one sliding into second. Walked off the field fine, and I'm glad to see her out there in center field. She's got some speed, so definitely something that Colorado wants to keep in their lineup.
Yeah, kind of a tough luck sequence there for Alexa in that last half inning. Two and one from Vaughn to Carson. Gets the outside corner, 2-2.
And all of the Colorado pitchers, like I said, they're young. So Coach Tony Vaughn told us that their main focus is on locating fastballs and then offsetting it with changeups. So that's something that you're going to see from all of the pitchers on their staff. And once they figure out how to locate those fastballs, that's when you start to get to your movement pitches. Being able to spin a pitch to a zone, not just throw it there. So
Carson takes first. Montana with a runner aboard. Professional softball is returning to Greenville, North Carolina for the 2026 AUSL Pro Game, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, set to take place on Wednesday, August 5th. Learn more at littleleague.org/athletes-unlimited. Stella Philbrick struck out in the second, fouls off the first pitch she sees here.
It's so cool that Little League is partnering with Athletes Unlimited. The professional softball league has taken off in the past few years, especially since they went to their league format.
Yep.
Now everyone has a chance to root for their favorite team. Previously, it was just individual players. I had my 1-month stunt in the Athletes Unlimited organization. Got to play with a lot of cool people, but let me tell you, they're doing it the right way in all phases.
Yep.
The way that they treat and help their athletes. It's a really fun time.
Athletes present and future. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stella Philbrick. Big fan of Carlin Pickens, a Tennessee pitcher, currently with the Carolina Blaze of the AUSL, by the way. Former teammate of Riley West.
And she's such a special teammate to have. And getting to watch her, I feel like an older sister because she's 2 years younger than me. And now getting to see her at the professional level doing her thing. She's been a lot of fun to watch this summer.
Fouled off again. Count stays at 1-2.
Good little battle here by Stella Philbrick, especially on the outside corner. Fouling it, keeping herself alive, keeping her team's inning alive.
Misses low, 2-2. Vaughn 3 1/3 against Idaho yesterday. Charged with 9 runs, 5 of them earned. Rolls and foul. Also walked 5 and struck out 3 during her tenure in the circle against the squad from Northwest Ada Little League out of Idaho. 2-2. Bounces. Count goes to 3-2.
And Colorado's had 2 kind of completely different games. First game against Alaska, 16-0. And then a tough one against Idaho. She's looking to bounce back.
Ball 4. Back-to-back walks.
Back-to-back great at-bats. That one by Stella Philbrick. She was down early in the count, battled her way back, trusted her eye, fouled a few pitches off. And you could tell that the Montana dugout really liked that at-bat. I like that at-bat too.
Time called by Colorado with Paisley Fuller heading over to the dugout. Perhaps needs a different piece of equipment. Yeah, I got to break out the shades.
You know, I love that she just called time to put those shades on because as a softball player, you know the ball is going to find you in tough situations. And I think she had the feeling the sun's kind of setting just a bit. It's right in left field's eyes. So rather than let the ball potentially play her, she took those action steps to go get those sunglasses out the dugout. I love it.
Meanwhile, Carson and Philbrick each move up 60 feet. And about the only place in this stadium where the sun is shining, at least on the field anyway, is in left field. Kinsley Gilbertson ahead in the count 2-0. Fouled off, 2-1.
And you can tell Kinsley Gilbertson is wanting to put this ball in play. It was probably a borderline pitch on the bottom part of the zone. In her swing, she was attacking anything close, which I love out of a hitter. If she could get something a little more up, that's going to be allowing her to drive the ball to the outfield and get a couple RBIs.
Maybe not quite that high. 3-1. Tinsley raises pigs. Their names, Queso and Salsa. How about that? Swing and a miss, strike 2. And she gets another pig named Beria, perhaps. Lisa Beria sounds terrific right now. Payoff pitch.
I was gonna say, you're making me hungry.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Montana's hungry for more runs. And the bases are loaded, and they've all reached via bases on balls. And Jules Vaughn doesn't seem to be too pleased with that development. Mom Tony's coming out to the circle.
Yeah, she's definitely struggling a bit to find the zone right now. She started at shortstop. You got to think, how long has it been since she warmed her arm up?
Meanwhile, terrific at bats by Carson and Philbrick and Gilbertson. Working the count full each time and getting rewarded with being walked.
I love those at bats, being patient.
As long as you tell me to.
It looks like Coach Tony Vaughn is going to make the switch back.
Yep, Josie Wade back in the circle. We continue from San Bernardino in just a moment. Top fourth, bases full of Montana. Josie Wade threw the first 3 innings of the game for Colorado, gave way to Jules Vaughn, but Vaughn walking 3 of the 4 batters that she had faced. So Josie Wade back in the circle once again.
And Josie Wade and that Jules Vaughn, that combo between the two is what we've seen all weekend from Colorado. But it must be pretty fun if you're Josie Wade to go from shortstop to pitcher, back and forth. Basically, coach, wherever you put me, I'm going to do my best and support my team.
So Vaughn goes back from the circle to over to short. A couple other defensive changes for Colorado as well. Vivi Ramsey now at third. Meanwhile, Simone McGuire at the plate, struck out to begin the third. Bases loaded, 1 out. Montana trying to break it open. Wade trying to find the strike zone. It's a 3-0 count now.
And if you're batter, Simone McGuire, got to be patient in there. Make Josie Wade come to you, and she's got to do it 3 times. So now 3-1, you're expecting she's going to bring it again, and if it's not over the heart of the plate, let it go. Make her do it 1 more time.
3-2 now.
That's a good bounce back from Josie Wade in this situation, a pressure situation. Coming in, bases loaded. Getting behind 3-0, now you're back 3-2, now you're working.
Nowhere to put McGuire. The 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4. Run comes in, bases remain loaded. It's 7-1.
That was a good at-bat by Simone McGuire. She was ahead 3-0, came back 3-2, so two completely different situations. And then to be able to flush it, walk back in, and take her walk.
Pitch up high to Harper Davis. The last 4 Montana batters have gone to full counts, and they've all walked. And you get the feeling that this is a fulcrum point of this game beyond Haley's reach. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Going back to Colorado being a really young team, when we asked Coach Tony Vaughn what do her pitchers tend to throw or who's her ace, the first thing she said was, we're still throwing strikes, still trying to get to the point where we can locate strikes before we can start to pitch other pitches. You can kind of see their youth a little bit in this inning, missing the strike zone. But I love the fight of Josie Wade in the circle. Pitched a ton of innings and still grinding it out.
3 balls and 1 strike to Harper Davis, 12th batter in Montana's order. Davis singled in the 3rd, her first base hit of the week. That bounces again. It's ball 4, another run is in. Montana has scored 2 without swinging a bat in this frame.
It's really easy at this part of the game to see runners on the bases in front of you to swing out of your zone because you want to get those RBIs, you want to get your team ahead. So Montana's doing a phenomenal job of taking what's given.
There's a flare, drops down, center field, base hit. Throw comes to second, safe there. Trying to score 2 runs, and they won't get it there. Gilbertson does come across. So Montana does get 1 run and makes it 9-1.
And there's the little flare hits we've seen all day, just sneaking right behind the defense of the outfield. That was a good job by Alexa Flores to get the ball into our middle infielders, so therefore they're able to get it into the catcher to get that out.
Back to Wade, and that's the 3rd out of the half inning. Montana just keeps scoring. They tack on 3 more. It's 9-1. Bottom 4th, straight ahead on ESPN+. Little League thanks its official sponsors, including Easton Softball and AD Stars Softball. Support helps create meaningful experiences for communities, volunteers, and young athletes all season. Well, it's been a fun day today here at the Yard. It'll be an interesting day tomorrow as well. Hey, I see Danielle Laurie in the frame. She's got a daughter on the Washington squad, so tomorrow, Danielle's flexing for the crowd, Danielle gets to take off her mom hat and put on her analyst hat, as she'll be here in the booth.
That's a very fun way to be in the booth, being able to talk about your daughter in the circle. Maddie Locke, she was brilliant last night in Washington's opening game of the tournament.
Yeah, battle of one-hitters yesterday between Washington and Oregon. Washington scored twice at the top of the first, and that's all that they needed. Top of the order for Colorado, Jules Vaughn singled and scored in the first. Macy Gonzalez tried to frame it, doesn't get the call. 1 ball and 1 strike to Vaughn. On the infield, within Stockton with the catch.
It really feels like Everly Swanson in the circle has been settling in as the innings progress. First inning, gave up a run, and then the previous 2, I think feels like she's really gone right after these Colorado batters, attacking from the first pitch.
Here's Vivian Lewis, grounded out to short. Back in the first. Strike 1 called here by home plate umpire Stephen DeGrave. Two teams that were here last year in San Bernardino in the Northwest region returned for this year. One of them is Hermiston Little League, the Oregon State champions, and the other, you're looking at them right now, the Tri-Lakes Little League squad representing the state of Colorado. Now, last year, Hermiston eliminated Colorado. Oregon is already advanced. They will face the winner of this one. Tri-Lakes would love it for it to be them, but they got some work to do. Down by 8 in the 4th. Fouled off. Count stays at 1-2. Heads up, Danielle. Danielle didn't even flinch.
It's almost like she's used to being on a field with softballs.
Yeah, normally she likes to kind of sit away, especially when her daughter's competing and pitching. But I guess now that Washington's not playing here, she can have some folks around her a little bit. 2-2. High and outside, 3-2 to Vivian Lewis. He likes mountain biking. Something tells me that you can do a lot of great mountain biking in Colorado. Fouled off.
I wonder if we were given a list without knowing where each team was from, if we could figure out what state they were representing just based on their hobbies outside of softball.
Yeah.
And mountain biking, I think that could give me a slight clue, Colorado.
Just in front of it and fouled off. And you start to see things like mountain biking, but you also start to see things like bull riding in the mix. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 call. Well done by Everly Swanson.
That was a good pitch on that outside corner by Everly Swanson, but also a really good frame by Macy Gonzalez behind the plate. Good pitchers are always helped out by really good catchers. She does a good job of not having a lot of movement with her body. And having caught, you know that any movement you show with your body trying to get a strike, it leans the umpire's view of a potential ball. So Gonzalez behind the plate has been doing a really, really good job of staying quiet and very smooth with her frames.
Paisley Fuller now the batter. Swanson with 10 first pitch strikes so far. This batter, not one of them. The 1-0, well outside. So you're saying if you're a catcher, you can't make it too obvious or else the umpire gets a little mad at you?
Yeah, as quiet as possible. And I coach now, so I have a lot of catchers. And I always tell them, try and be as quiet as possible. And then when you're framing it, have soft hands, almost like you're trying to catch an egg. You don't want to have hands poking out at the ball. You just don't want to bring too much attention. The best catchers are the ones that you really don't notice when they're receiving the ball, but then also can be loud, communicate loud.
3-1.
Just a combination of the quiet confidence. Then also we've seen a lot of them make some pretty phenomenal plays that were loud.
Yep.
Balls behind the plate, some throwouts. I gotta show my catchers some love behind the dish.
Crack to left, but well foul. Off the bat of Paisley Fuller, who hit one of the longer balls that we've seen hit this week. That ended up being a triple against Alaska on Saturday.
And when Paisley Fuller connects, that ball flies off of her bat. She uses her lower half so well. Is able to use those rotational forces to release the barrel.
3-2. Uncorks that one to the backstop. So Fuller takes first. The inning extended for Maddie Litgen. Maddie coming to the plate. Hit a 2-run home run against Alaska a couple days ago. 1 for 3 yesterday. Looking for her first base hit here and gets it. Litgen drops it down for the single. So she has hits in all 3 of Colorado's games this week.
And that's the recipe, especially against Everly Swanson, who has a ton of strikeouts this season. It's attacking the first good pitch, because after you attack that first good pitch, if you put it in play, good things are going to happen. When you take that first pitch, Everly Swanson and elite pitchers, they're able to start throwing their pitchers' pitches, and it makes it a lot tougher on you as a batter.
Erin Haley struck out to start the second. Nothing in 1 to Haley, who we revealed earlier in the show that she likes Nebraska softball, which I find amazing because Colorado and Nebraska, I remember there was a time when they didn't really get along a whole lot, especially in football. Of course, Colorado does not have a softball program at that university. That's fouled off. I go back to the old Big 8 days. Nebraska, Colorado was a huge deal. That was before your time.
I was gonna say, that goes over my head. The Nebraska softball I know now is the Nebraska softball that Marin Haley has been watching.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Swanson hopping out of the circle with glee and preventing Colorado from scoring. Despite issuing her first walk of the day, Colorado gets nothing of it, and it's still 9-1.
Everly Swanson using the changeup on the top half of the zone. Hype me up, Everly Swanson. I love it.
Welcome back to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Well, on Saturday, Montana managed just 1 run and 3 base hits in a walk-off loss to Oregon. Missoula, Garden City softball has fared much better so far this evening.
Yeah, I love these stats. 9 runs and 8 hits, that's about as good as it gets. But I also really like the 5 walks, being patient. When you know you've been able to score some runs, still having those patient at-bats, being selfless, letting the person behind you handle the job of knocking you in.
Certainly something to clap about and smile about as well. Start of the 5th. It begins with Macy Gonzalez sending one to center field, and that's going to go a long way, rolling all the way to the wall. Gonzalez being given the green light. Here comes the throw home. Got her! Holy smoke, what a play!
Colorado, hype me up. What a relay that was. Starting with Alexa Flores in center field, tracking this ball down, getting to it in record speed, and then getting it in. Wow, and then the patience behind the plate. Vivian Lewis letting that ball travel to her and putting the tag on.
Well, that's terrific stuff. Outfield doesn't get a chance here, as that one plops right in front of Paisley Fuller in left. As Everly Swanson is 3 for 3 tonight.
Troy, I'm still smiling from that play before. That was a really, really good tag from Lewis behind the plate. See how she lets that ball come to her and then practically lays out on her knees to be able to put the tag on.
Back to Wade, knocks it down, and Vaughn has to eat the ball. Three batters, 3 base hits for Montana.
3 pretty hard hit balls. That one was a shot up the middle. You almost get the feeling that if Wade didn't get her glove on it, Julia Vaughn with her speed potentially could have got it up the middle in tag 2. But Wade, those quick reflexes, just getting a glove on it to slow it down.
Montana trying to add a couple of potentially big runs here. Let's see what happens with Caitlin Spreitzer at the plate. To the outfield once more. Bounces in front of Hannah Fish. Bases fall.
And I think because of the previous relay from Colorado, manager Bill Stockton did not send the base runner. And so for Colorado, yeah, a couple hard hit balls, but that really good play saves you a run in this situation. Makes runners afraid to take the extra back against you.
Yeah, that's a little play. Let's see how it affects things going forward. As Mackenzie Hoagland stands in. Hoagland 0 for 2 so far today, grounded out in her last at-bat. He's ahead in the count now, 2-0. Mackenzie is known for her solid moonwalk. How about that?
I've got to see it. That sounds awesome.
I remember the day I figured out how to moonwalk. I was the king of the neighborhood.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
I can't do it now, though. Bases loaded. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out. And another run walked in. 10-1.
Mackenzie might be able to moonwalk her way down to first on that one. Like we said, the patient at-bats combined with the big hits has been the recipe for Montana. And I think because of those big hits, Colorado's pitchers have tried to stretch the zone. And when sometimes you struggle when you try to pitch to not get hit, But Josie Wade, she has the stuff, especially with that changeup, to be able to trust her defense and get an out.
That's the third bases loaded walk issued by Colorado in this game. And might have a switch or two here in the offing for Colorado. As Vivi Ramsey came off, sprinted out towards the dugout, might be getting different equipment to play a different position. And it's Maddie Luchin who moves into the circle for her first appearance in that role this week. Montana ahead 10-1 and applying pressure. (10-1) Montana with the lead, looking for more, while Maddie Luchin is trying to keep Montana in sight. Luchin moving to the circle, the third different pitcher that Tri-Lakes Little League is turning to so far tonight. High leverage situation, bases loaded, and one out at the top of the fifth.
Luchin's played a pretty locked down third base for Colorado. And now you see her on the mound, and we've talked about it all game, that Colorado is a young team, and so they rely on multiple arms, and this is the first time we've seen 3 arms in one game. We have seen Josie Wade as well as Julia Vaughn in the circle, but this is our first time seeing Luchin. She's gonna look to locate the ball, using her fastball and see if she can pull out that changeup. But right now, what Colorado needs is they need strikes and to trust their defense. So if Luchin can locate the ball on the plate, entice Montana, maybe get a ground ball or two, and go pick up the bats.
They need strikes, and they need to limit Montana from scoring anymore, because if they get one more across, we could be in a run rule situation. Montana, 2 in the first, 4 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and 1 so far in the fifth. Winner of this one squares off against Oregon tomorrow. Olivia Carson, the batter, and puts it in play, trying to find the handle and can't find anywhere to go. (11-1).
That play for Josie Wade. Once she stopped the ball, she still tried to go home. What I would have loved to see is if she went to 1 to secure 1 out. After the bobble on a ground ball, it's always good to secure 1 out because that bobble allows a runner at third to pretty much easily score. There was a lot of movement and shifts in this infield, so Josie Wade hadn't played second base so far in this tournament.
Yeah, there have been some wholesale defensive changes for Colorado. Stella Philbrick will be looking at a 2-0 pitch coming up here. Bases are still loaded. Close play at third. Spreitzer gets back in safely. Vivi Ramsey is at third base now for Colorado. Gemma Ramsey's moved over to short. Josie Wade now playing second. Among the changes in the infield, No changes here as another bases loaded walk brings another run across, 12-1.
And if you're Colorado right now, like I mentioned, you're just one out to be able to get out of this inning. But it's harder said than done, especially when you know that this is an elimination game. So as an athlete, as a player, you have to kind of drown out those thoughts of the potential what ifs. What if we can't score? What if we don't win this game? Got to focus on the task at hand, which is really hard to do. What I do love is the communication that I'm seeing in the Colorado infield. Gemma Ramsey, the now shortstop, talking to Vivian Ramsey about what they're going to do when they get the ball.
Tri-Lakes, a proud program, their 4th straight year here in regionals in San Bernardino. But in a big, big hole here. 1 ball and 2 strikes, Kinsley Gilbertson, the batter. It's a nice pitch, but doesn't quite get the call, 2-2.
I know you had the feeling that Gilbertson wanted it based off that active take. I always like active takes as batters. It means your hips are starting first.
Count full, throwing to third, safe. Hoglund back in.
And Lewis behind the plate, nice pick. Ball in the dirt. Head immediately on a swivel, trying to pick off a runner on third.
Brings in another. Hoglund scores. 13-1.
The patience from Montana has been impressive. Picking out exactly what pitch they want to go for. It's really easy to swing out your shoes in this situation. So when you look at the scoreboard, if you're Montana, at this point of the game, you're far enough ahead, you can have that swing that feels like you got nothing to lose type of swing. And so it's impressive that they've been able to keep their patience.
It's a wild pitch that brings in yet another run as Carson slides in safely. Two balls and no strikes. And this game is really starting to spin for Tri-Lakes. First base is open now. With Simone McGuire still at the plate, about to face a 2-0 pitch. Just a touch high, 3-0. Back to Luchin. Throw to third. Got her there. The 1-5 double play. So it ends on a good note for Colorado, but Montana gets 5 more. Run rule situation in just a moment. The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. A lot of happy faces, a few celebrations for Garden City Softball Little League. A lot of smiles back in Missoula, I'd imagine, right now, with their squad ahead 14-1 heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. And we are in a run rule situation. Montana is still up by 10 or more after this frame is done. That's it. And Montana will punch its ticket into tomorrow's game against Oregon. New pitcher in the circle for Garden City Softball Little League. Stella Philbrick getting a look in the circle here.
And we asked Coach Bill Stockton about Stella Philbrick and the other pitchers on the staff. We've seen Everly Swanson quite a bit, and that's their ace, their go-to. And they talk about Stella Philbrick being amazing coming off the bench, also helping out Everly Swanson whenever she might need to catch a break. And so it's really exciting that Philbrick's able to get into this game and get some innings in this regional tournament.
Change-up, swing and a miss by Gemma Ramsey. Popped up to short in the second. On the ground, rolling to second. Olive Camp gets it to Everly Swanson, who has moved from the circle to first. One gone.
Philbrick, that was a nice start to this inning. Working her changeup from the very start, rolling a ground ball. It's always nice when your pitcher comes in and is efficient right off the bat.
Here's Hannah Fish. Time called. With Macy Gonzalez sharing some information and thoughts with Stella Philbrick. Fish lined out to short. Count goes to 0-1.
Whatever Gonzalez told Philbrick, she got it, and she got it quick, because as soon as she stepped on the mound, that pitch was coming. I don't even know if batter Hannah Fish was ready for that one.
No balls and 2 strikes. And now home plate umpire Stephen DeGrave is headed out.
And he said ball on the batter. So I think I just mentioned it right before of how quick Stella Philbrick stepped on the mound and threw a pitch, and then you can just hear the umpire tell her that she has to pause before she starts. I think the same thing just occurred.
Yeah. So Stella's ready to roll. Counts at 1-1. Check that, it's now about to be 2-1.
Yeah, once a pitcher steps on the mound, they have to take that pause. Can't just basically walk on the mound and do a pitch. You got to establish that you're on the mound, you're ready for your pitch, establish that the batter's in the box before you start. Stella Philbrick's just ready to go.
All right, shake it off and back to it. 2-1.
One strike. Play.
Fires a strike here. It's 2-2.
And that situation for Stella Philbrick can be a tough one. And I just like the bounce back after the 2 balls to be able to go right at the next pitch and throw it in there with some velocity for a strike. You could kind of tell after those 2 balls that she might not have understood at first what the umpire was saying, but you can tell she's taking that pause now and allowing everyone to get set at the plate.
Bat continues. Payoff pitch. is high for ball 4.
And Philbrook kind of just has to flush that batter, because she did throw that batter 3 strikes. Was taken away because she was told that she wasn't taking that pause. But if I'm her, I'm taking that at bat as a win. I was hitting my spots.
Throw down to second and safe. Fish hesitated and was almost lost, but is able to get into second base safely.
That's one thing you see at this level, at this age, I should say, is base runners enticing catchers to throw the ball to a bag and make the catcher make a decision. So Hannah Fish took that big lead, enticing Gonzalez behind the plate to throw to either one of the bags. Because she threw behind her, Hannah Fish knew immediately to take off.
That might have gotten a piece of Philbrook's glove. It goes into center field. Here comes the throw, not in time. Down to second, got her there. Fish scores, but Montana's 1 out away.
And a lot happened on that play. I first have to shout out Hannah Fish. That read earlier, enticing Gonzalez to throw the ball behind her, allowed her to move up in scoring position for this hit. But then going back to the relay, we've seen 2 really good relays coming in. This time center fielder Gilbertson bringing it into Gonzalez. Gonzalez making that good throw, and then that's just one of those plays you gotta slide on. Keep your team season alive.
And we have a new pitcher to try to close things out, Olivia Carson. We'll get a look at her in the circle in a moment. Dance contest in the outfield, top of your screen. A new pitcher for Montana is Olivia Carson towards the bottom of your screen. Colorado down by 13 at the beginning of the bottom of the 5th. They've put one across, and they're still alive, but they're also down to their final out. Carson trying to close it out.
And Carson, her coach has told us that she's grown a lot of confidence throughout this season. And what makes you more confident than being on the mound when your team's got a lead and you need 1 out to close out the game?
Here's Alexa Flores. No balls and 1 strike. Flores an infield single in the 3rd. One ball and 1 strike. Montana 1 strike away.
And Carson looking confident out there, bringing the heat on that pitch.
Time called. And now back to action. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's your ball game. Missoula, Montana, moving on and staying in San Bernardino for at least one more day. The final score in 5 innings, Montana 14, Colorado 2.
Montana just impressed me tonight on all phases of the game. Elite pitching, able to show different arms of Everly Swanson, holding it down, and in the bats, being patient and coming alive. It's a tough road for Colorado to end here, but they should be so proud of all the accomplishments to get to this point.
And they'll be looking to try to get to the regionals for a 5th consecutive time next year. So now the Northwest region bracket looks like this on the elimination side. Oregon beat Alaska earlier today, so it'll be Oregon versus Montana for the right to stay in the tournament. On the winner's side, however, we have Idaho and Washington, 2 teams that have been undefeated to this point. Those teams will be squaring off in the late game here in San Bernardino tomorrow, while Oregon and Montana will get things going at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, right here on ESPN+. Fun day. We hope you had as much fun as we did. On behalf of our terrific crew, my broadcast partner Riley West, I'm Troy Clarity. Montana's moving on. Big win over Colorado on ESPN+.